Yeah, going into the final day, I really did not know what was going to happen. Of course, I knew on both sides it was going to be very tight. And the biggest thing is the indoor championships, watching, those young men hang their heads down, right? As they lost the indoor championships and they said, hey, we're not going to allow this to happen again.
After indoor, it definitely was sucked because we truly had a chance to win. We had to be perfect indoors and we didn't end up being perfect. So coming in outdoors, we knew what was on the line.
It started, I guess, the night before. Sir Jonathan had invited all the men to a team meeting. No coaches, all the men.
We were, I think, in third or fourth place. They hadn't really counted all the points, and everybody had finals the next day. I called a team meeting because we were all just sitting in there like, we really can't win this thing. Like, they're not expecting what we could do. And I told them, like, no matter what,
run through the line, finish your jumps, like everybody just do their part.
Next morning they woke up and I had a better feeling about it.
Going into conference, I truly felt like I was ready.
I knew from weeks prior when the schedule came out that I know I had a heavy workload.
I know that I'm confident enough in the work I've put in that if I line up against anybody at the regional meet, I can compete and win against anybody.
I had to get mentally prepared because the last year I no-hided at conference at the same place. And I definitely did not want to do that again, especially being seeded to win. So I get my first run down and I plant in the box and hear a sound that is not supposed to be heard when you plant. And I look at the bottom, and the bottom of the pole, the plug was broken. So then we're frantically trying to get the bottom off, and the pole's I think it's 4 years old, so the plug is on there. And then my dad's like, what are we gonna do? And I'm like, get it off. I go find another pole, and then we're trying to figure out which plug, and then we finally get it on.
So he passed his first 2 jumps on his opening height he missed. I was like, bro, no.
We get to the first attempt, I pick up the pole, run down, and then I get launched off the back of the mat. And I'm like, what a great way to start my first attempt.
If you're driving by, you can see the pole vault pit. So I'm looking at the live results. I look at the pole vault pit. Jacob's running down the runway. I see him pole vault when he gets over, and I start yelling on the bus. And that hurt me up so much.
Watching the progress of that over 3 years was kind of blew my mind. It's kind of weird to be there and thinking about winning as a team and not just doing good for myself, but doing good so the team can have better momentum and, better points over the other ones.
One of the biggest things, especially Coach T and Coach Carter, kind of told us in the pre-meeting, regardless how your events go, regardless how you think you did, after you're done, cheer on your teammates.
It's really special. As a thrower, a lot of the times you don't get people to come over and support just because they're busy at the track and they're busy with other things, but everyone here went out of their way to come watch me and come cheer me on, and it's just really special because even I walk in the ring and look at them and I'm like, oh, this is so sweet, everyone's over here. So and that just also gives you confidence that you have your team there, they're cheering you on, and they have confidence back in you.
I really do love that part of conference. It's where our whole family comes together. Throughout the year, some people go to certain competitions and others don't. So it's finally we're all together. We all get to see what each other can do and work together as a team to win a championship. And obviously the guys did a great job of that.
We always support each other, and some people think we're too loud. I just think we support each other, and it's fun. The reason I wanted to stay at Tarleton mainly is the team atmosphere just kept me here.
So when I first went to college, I went for rodeo, and I had so much fun and I loved it, but I was like, man, something's just missing. I always knew I wanted to be in Texas because I also rodeo, so this was just kind of the place to be. And I first reached out to Coach Dirth, and I remember talking to him. I said, I know you can take an average thrower and make them a good thrower, but can you take a good thrower and make them a great thrower? And he was really confident that he could. That's really important, is to have a coach that you really get along with.
Coming from Arizona, I was with Coach Carter all 4 years of college. After my sophomore year at Olympic trials, he told me hey, I'm gonna be leaving Arizona.
Letting him know that after Olympic trials, I didn't know how that was going to go, but I said, hey, whatever you want to do, I'm here for you. But this is what's happening. I'm headed to Tarleton State University, and as Sir John would say, you know, the term they use is say less. Coach, I'm coming with you.
I had never heard of Tarleton State. I had never been to Texas, but I didn't really care about what school he was at. I didn't care what division. All I knew is that's my coach. That's who I trust. That's who I put everything into. And yeah, I haven't had no regrets since.
So Coach T was my first track and field coach ever in my life. I didn't run track and field in high school, didn't run before high school. No schools were giving me an opportunity. It was COVID. So I ended up reaching out to this random coach at this random school in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. That school happened to be where Coach T was at. After a year and a semester, I ended up transferring to come here to Tarleton, where I've been since 2022. Fast forward, he ends up being my coach in my last year of track and field. You can't look at my story or the relationship that me and Coach T have and not say that it's God. Things like that don't happen ever in track. It's like, you know, father figure, brother, mentor. It's just like a whole, it's a whole lot in one. So I'm extremely grateful for the relationship that I have with him.
When me and Coach T's, like, it just opened up a new door for us, and our bond grew like by a mile after that, just knowing that he was more than just a coach to me. He was really a good mentor, and if I'm being honest, another father figure.
I mean, I'm fortunate to have really, you know, good assistant coaches that I can, you know, kind of hand some things off on. And of course I can't be there for every event, but I try my best to do so, and they fill those gaps as I, you know, am coaching the long jump and the triple jump. And you know, it was just really good to see every event area just show up. And it's not a one-man job. It takes everyone. It takes a village. You know, it takes a family.
It was pretty difficult with just doing all of those at once, just really being an athlete, student, and a father at the same time, because it's like, that's just so much going on through my head, and my mental state was just all over the place, just having to do this, having to do that, having to prioritize this, making the right choices, making the right decisions. Because you got to think about it, I have to be there for my son, I really have to take care of him, and I really have to do what I have to do to make sure things are right so that he doesn't have to worry about anything, because if I'm not there for him, then who will be, you know? I kind of translate that into the team leadership. If you're going to be on a track team, it's like, yes, an individual sport, but at the same time, you do have to lead people into the best they can be, because like, if you're not leading somebody, what impact are you leaving, you know?
It's definitely an honor to represent Ireland, to represent your country anytime. It's super cool to go and represent on the world stage.
Coach Carter kind of talked to me about going to represent Team USA at the University Games in Germany. Of course, when he said Germany, I was excited because I am a military brat. My dad is in the military, and we lived in Germany for 4 years actually before I even went back. And to represent my country and represent my school is just a huge accomplishment. I would have not have said no for the world. Regardless of that being a long season, I didn't care what I had to do. I didn't care how many more hard practices I had to do. Regardless whether it was alone, I wanted to do that for my team. Put Tarleton on the map, put America on the map, whatever the case may be. I really wanted to go out there and do my best.
I'm proud of the program in every way possible. I mean, let's talk about high jump. We have 2 guys going to region. One just jumps 7 feet a quarter. That was crazy to witness from the stands. I mean, I'm 5'5", so looking up and realizing he can jump, you know, 1.5 feet over my height is generally crazy. And then I'm looking at Jalen, who's sprinting around doing every single event. He did like 5 to 7 things in one day and still was scoring and performing well.
Originally, I wasn't supposed to run a 100, but I told them, like, I know I could run something crazy in the 100. As far as javelin, coming into the school, I told them I know how to throw javelin as well when I seen the projections in conference. So I said I know I could score in javelin. I could do it. High jump, I medaled indoors, so I had to obviously come back outdoors and do it as well, get some points on the board. And as far as the 200, like I know I was finna score on that as well. I did well indoors in the 200, so outdoors I had to come and do well as well. So I had no problem with the workload. I just was ready to get some points for the team so we'd be able to get that rank.
He did so many events. He did all the best he could in events where he hasn't practiced all year. And like, that's a crazy thing to do, especially for somebody who's only going to regionals for long jump. Like, that's a lot to put your body through the week or week and a half before regional.
If it was really up to Coach Carter, I would have probably just did long jumping, the relay and the sprint event. But he trusted me, and when I told him I would like to do these events, he had full trust in me and just told me, like, we gotta leave healthy because we have West Regionals coming in. So I told him I got him. I'm gonna take my time, not over jump, not overthrow, and just do what I need to do. That's it. I told myself, like, one event at a time. I was focused on every single event at that specific time. Once I put those shoes on for that event, I was strictly focused on that event and that event only.
I know, like, we had guys who, Jalen did a million events. Jalen showed up for us in sprints. Cam had ran the 400, and I know those boys were hurting before the 200, and they were like, Dave, we need you to go out and win it. Like, we need you to go out and win it. We'll be on your back, but we need you to go out and win it. And so, like, that gave me an extra oomph, like, knowing that my teammates wanted to see me go out there and win, and I know that they needed me. I was like, I got you. Once I saw 10-0s and, like, it was fast, I saw the girls, Lauren PR'd, and Christina had ran a huge PR the day before.
We almost had a full Tarleton lineup again. So the Tarleton Avengers were back, which was great. It was obviously a very tight race between me and Christina, which is great. It's always great fun to push each other stride for stride.
And so just seeing everybody succeed and get, like, these huge marks, like, that really gave me an extra umph. Like, I gotta show up for my team.
I had no problem putting my body on the line. Like, once everybody else do their part, we all do our part, and we was able to contribute to this win. Seeing Ashton step up and get that medal, that was really good. He was hats off to Mason as well for stepping up and getting the win in shot put. I think he was projected to come second, but to be able to get that win.
Mason won shot put, and then I was like, no, the guys are stepping up. The guys are stepping up.
We knew we had a chance to win. So, like, my only goal was, like, go out there, score some points for the team. Like, if you told me at the beginning of the day after triple jump, I did not think I was gonna make it, but we just went out there and gave it our all. Oh, I celebrated a lot, a lot, yeah. Because I knew that meant I could go to regionals. I knew that meant we're up there with all the other guys. Like, Colton was probably the reason we went so high, because I jumped 208, almost missed Colton clears, and then he puts the pressure on me to clear the next bar. And then he just kept doing it. And then, like, whenever I cleared it, we always go, get the bar up, and that's our celebration. Like, let's go get the bar up.
Since this is the end of my second year at Tarleton, you know, looking back, there's a lot to reflect on of, you know, from the first time I spoke to Coach T and Coach Carter, and, you know, their positivity, their mindset, that really just sold Tarleton for me, and the reason that I signed here. And, you know, my journey with them up until this point has just been amazing. They've helped me in so many ways on and off the track. So I'm just super grateful to them. And, you know, it's sad to be a senior, but also, like, looking back at the journey, I'm just so grateful to have had this opportunity.
I wasn't even really thinking about it being my senior, and then my dad texted me and he was like, remember to take it all in this weekend, and I was like, oh yeah, you're right, I'm a senior.
Going into our final conference together, all of us seniors, it was our final time there, and watching Sage go, watching Chandler go on the first day, it was like, well, I'm the one who's gonna be the final name for the 2026 pole vaulters. For my year, I wanted to show them that, you know, we were that was our year.
Man, the one word that comes to mind is just dream, right? When I first got here, and I always love a challenge. I will take any challenge, and just coming in and saying, hey, let's get to work once they cross the line, and just seeing that joy and seeing them dance and seeing them celebrate was just awesome to see. That's what it's always been about. It's been about these student athletes, and continue to keep trusting the process. And like I've always said, greater is coming, and we always make the joke, hey, greater is here. I said, hey, it's still coming though. It's still coming. There's more.
What do I say?